Coming from a Mexican background, I come from a culture that works with their hands. That's something that gets passed down. It's ingrained in your DNA. When I discovered glass, I realized that I was going to be doing that for the rest of my life. The process of glass is very fascinating. You basically go from a powder to a liquid and then to a solid. I'm working on a new body of work right now that's children running or congregating around a piñata, which is normally seen as a celebration. The pieces are referencing refugee children. When refugees are trying to escape persecution or violence. So the idea of when you're a little kid and you're hitting a piñata, you want what's in that piñata. It's hope. I usually work on parts. So I'll make a head, I'll make the arms, I'll make the shirt, I'll make the pants and shoes, and then we attach them hot. If you can imagine having 4 feet off of a blowpipe, it takes a lot of skill and technical ability. So working with a skilled team is very important. Let me give you a little air, please. Kind of hard. It also requires a very well-equipped glass studio. And Corning is one of the shops in this country where you can go and make something incredible. Flip.
We have the capability in the studio here for artists to make big work, to really push the boundaries of what they would typically do. Jaime Guerrero's work is definitely very technically challenging. Anytime you bring multiple components together, it's another risk.
So now I'm gonna open up the neck and start working in some details, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, a little bit of the ears. To make these pieces, I utilize a lot of different techniques that I've learned over the years. Some of them are acquired from studying with Pino Signoretto, the master Italian artist. There's techniques that Billy Morris uses a little bit where you go inside the bubble and you push out the details from the inside of the bubble. Some of these tools are custom made. So they're tools that have like little balls at the end or little shapes to do noses or ears. But I also use your regular kitchen utensils. There's some knives that I found that have really nice shapes on the backs that I could shape little areas of the face with. I use a fork a lot to kind of comb the hair and draw some hair in there. So it's pretty much whatever you need to do to be able to get the effect you want.
Corning isn't right around the corner from everywhere, especially from Los Angeles. So it's great when Jaime comes out here to work with us, recognizing the capability of the shop and the team.
Being from California, some of the guys were making fun of me because we were supposed to have a blizzard. And I asked, what exactly is a blizzard? Hola, buenos días. I'm Mexican-American. I was born here in Boyle Heights, actually. My parents are from Mexico, from a state called Zacatecas. And they come from a long lineage of Mexican charros, which is cowboys, Mexican cowboys. A lot of my work deals with borders and immigration and an attempt to humanize people migrating. There's a lot of misinformation out there that says that a lot of these people are terrorists or that these people are criminals coming here. Not the people that I know. The farm worker expresses an immigrant that came to this country to find work, but he becomes criminalized. So in his arms, there are words that say ni aquí ni allá, which means neither here nor there. I feel that these people have come here to find an honest living and to work hard, and they're being looked down upon. It's an important piece for me because my parents were immigrants. They came to this country to work and find a livelihood and create an honest living for themselves.
We hear a lot about the Boyle Heights Renaissance, but the creative energy has been here all along. And a lot of the history does involve people with working class sympathies. But the politics was always married, in my mind, to something creative, either mural painting or community theater or poetry of liberation. One of the first sculptures that I saw that Jaime made was a pair of combat boots. And the unspoken truth, very poignant, very moving, was here was a young Black or Latino kid from one of these neighborhoods who'd been sent or whose only option was to join the military. But this is all that was sent home. This is all a mother in a neighborhood who had lost her son had to remember him by. I don't think I'd ever looked at anything made by hand that moved me as close to tears as those empty, unlaced combat boots made out of glass. And that's an emotional depth that moves Jaime Guerrero's work from craft to fine art.
Yeah. Okay, come out. Keep it turning. Go back to the bench. Just keep it turning. When you sit down, your right hand is off the rail every time. I don't want to see it over here, because it's going to be really easy for you to burn yourself from there, okay? No, keep it. Keep your hand on it. Glassblowing is a very expensive medium to work with, so it's not accessible to everyone, and there's very few people of color working in glass. So I have made it a personal duty to share this resource with underserved communities.
Normally these things are not in the plan for us. It's either sports or it's music. That's our only two options where we live. So to have this in my life is like a blessing. It makes me wonder the level where I can push myself to if I just stick with it.
He's saying, well, go ahead and sit down. The lessons of working with glass are lessons that are important for youth that have very little resources, like working as a team, working together and building confidence. These are things that are highly valuable for a 12 to 14-year-old in an underserved community that sees violence every day. Good, that's it. Hold on to the pipe, don't burn yourself.
Glass is very mysterious for many people, even though we're surrounded by it in our everyday environment. When you pick up a juice glass to drink your orange juice in the morning, you don't necessarily think about how it was shaped the way it was. With the amphitheater hot shop at the Corning Museum of Glass, we enable our visitors to really appreciate what they're looking at in the gallery because they've seen someone prod, push, shape, pull, mold, do miraculous things with this material that not everybody can handle.
It's a lot of pre-planning in my mind how these parts are going to go together, because that's very important. So now we're preparing for the shirt to put on actually it's a sweater that we're going to put on, and then head, then hands, then hair. So that's the order. You can't just throw something together. You really have to plan up. The shirt has to slide over the pants, and it has to be like perfect size. Okay, torch it. The wrist has to be this big to be able to slide into the sleeve. And when you're working with something this size and with so many different components, it becomes super, super complex. So when you connect all the components, the timing of your team and the timing of the heating has to be precise.
Open them up, open them up. Open them up. Bob, come around here and open them up. Ah, I got it, coming out. Yep. Yeah, we're good. That was a good long flash.
Whew. Flip.
What makes Jaime Guerrero's work unique is the way that he's using sculptural glass to talk about issues of race and identity and politics. And in particular, he is using the fragility and the clarity of glass to talk about things that are often concealed, like the lives of immigrants and other migrants coming over the border. We don't often see them, but in rendering them in glass, he's allowing us to both see and not see them before us.
To me, clear glass is the essence of what glass is. It's a glass in its purest form, with no color, with no decoration or any surface texture or anything. It is what it is. And there's something beautiful about that. I think there's something beautiful about having a sculpture almost disappear. You have to look a little harder to see the silhouette.
These are works that speak to people on a number of different levels, both emotionally and intellectually. And we're living in a very turbulent time right now, and we are seeing a lot of art being produced as a result of that.
Process is very important, the idea is very important, but also putting it into a social context. I think it's important for artists to talk about the things that other people aren't talking about, to address issues that are not being addressed. And really, I think there's a lot to be said.